All right. Hi, good people. I hope you're doing good. Um, the holiday is almost getting over. The year 2025. We are just about to call it a wrap. Now, this one is in. I wouldn't really say it's interesting, but I want us to discuss some of the things that has been happening in Nyabohanse. More so when it comes to I am Marwa, Mayuguno, and Nico, Buda, and let's see what are some of the lessons we learned from all those shenanigans that have been going on in the village, and what is Ayamaro supposed to do? Because right now he's acting as if he's the villain, and yes, maybe he may have been hurt because his loyalties with his sister D, but on the other hand, we might want to look at this as a family issue all in all because Mayuguno has been his closest ally in the village, and we've seen Mayuguno take jabs against people who are coming against Ayamaro. I don't know why Ayamaro has also not addressed that because we've seen Ayamaro in the past throughout for the last 2 years he's been on YouTube. There are so many instances where he took jabs that were meant for Ayamaro. He took jabs, he really took beatings that were meant for his boss Ayamaro. So it would have also been good that Ayamaro also addresses that these guys, as much as he has helped them and wishes them well, they've also done a lot of positive things to support him and show that he's a good guy, he's a kind guy, and he is to be trusted. So remember, all these things we would not have known because Nico Buda was not willing to talk about it. Mayugno was not also willing to talk about it. The only one person who was willing to talk about is Ayamaro. And from the look of things, if we stop being emotional a little bit and start analyzing things, you might realize that if there's a person who has a lot more to lose, it's Ayamaro. Throughout all these shenanigans that are going on within the village, the one person who is likely to lose more is Ayamara, more than anybody else. Because people like Mayuguno, where they are at the moment in life, they've already achieved. They've already achieved a lot. For a guy 2 years on YouTube, he has properties, he's been buying land, and land. He's become so exposed. Remember, initially, Mayuguno used to hang out with the villagers, but now, through Ayamaro, he was introduced to a wider audience, to more than just one race, to more than just one community. And apparently, he's now living and he's now vibing and hanging out with people from diverse backgrounds. So already, Mayuguno's brand has grown. It has really grown. What is happening with Ayamarwa, your brand is not growing. You're getting finances, yes. You started a company, yes. But apart from you starting a company, which is supposed to sustain you, not only you, Maisha, and whoever is supposed to come after Maisha. Right now, Ayamaru, you're not supposed to be focusing on the beefs. You're supposed to be focusing on your brand. And YouTube is one of the most trickiest places. And I want us to think about YouTube from a global perspective and perhaps think about some of the biggest YouTubers who today they ended up failing globally. Now, if you look at somebody like Nas Daily, there is a YouTube by the name Nas Daily, Nasdaily. So Nas Daily was one of the growing YouTube channels because the guy has 14 million subscribers, and 14 million subscribers on YouTube is not a joke. That's a huge achievement on this platform. But then what happened with Nas Daily, he kind of reached in a position where he felt invisible because one of the weaknesses that we naturally have as human beings is once we grow, we tend to reach a point where we no longer see growth from our humility, from um, we don't become humble when success hits us. We start realizing that we have so much power, and that power comes with little responsibility. So the way we address people, the way we address issues becomes a little bit more dodgy. And with that said, Nas Daily YouTube channel today, even with 14 million subscribers, at times subscribers do not go. What happens is they disconnect with you completely. That means they do not watch your content anymore. So I am Marwa, if you've noted, you have a lot of subscribers on your YouTube channel. But then if you match the number of subscribers you have to the number of views that you're having lately, um, there's a problem. And you see, the recent videos that you've done, the subscribers you may have gotten, the views you may have gotten is because viewers, naturally love drama. They would love to see what's going to happen. And especially a drama that involves your family members like Mayuguno, who I believe and I still believe is your family member. That's a drama that would fuel viewership because people want to see what's happening, what's going to happen. But then this has not worked in your favor. It has, in fact, worked in the favor of Mayuguno because recently his viewership was not doing so well. But then when this beef came out, his viewership has really increased. And, and this is what I was saying though. See, this whole issue is he said against I say. So it really depends on who can be trusted and who can be believed more than the other person. Because if you look at a person like all these guys, they have borrowed, or rather loaned subscribers. So if you're speaking to people, you're speaking to subscribers who subscribe to you because of the other person, majority of them. However, I do not believe that's 100% true because if you look at somebody like Mayuguno, think about his personality. When he started YouTube, he came off as one of the funniest guys. He was just fun to watch and to subscribe to. In as much as I do not disagree by the fact that it's Marwa who introduced him to YouTube. This is a guy who worked so hard for himself. He was taught how to fish and he went in fishing. Remember at the time, by the time Marwa is introducing him to YouTube, Marwa was still traveling. Marwa was all over the world doing what he does the best. That's why he's called the Travel Commando. So Mayugno should also sit behind and think about himself as an individual and see the kind of effort he has put. Remember, Mayuguno is not the only person who started YouTube at that time. There were so many other people. Some of their YouTube channels, they did not go anywhere, but some of them, they flourished. Like Mayuguno. Mayuguno's channel flourished. Ever since he was introduced to YouTube, he flourished. And his brand was doing on so well. So as much as people want to unsubscribe from his channel, that does not really mean that's going to hurt him in a very big way. What is going to happen is, with time, he's going to get used to this. And I love what he said today, that he's where he is because of God and not because of one person. He is where he is today because God has worked miraculously in his life and in his channel. So at the end of the day, like I said earlier, the one person who can easily lose in this whole shenanigans is Ayamaro. He can easily lose because he has a bigger channel, he has a wider audience, and with a wider audience means he has a lot of more responsibility compared to his prodigies. His prodigies, first of all, they do not even have post high school education, like a diploma or a degree or something like that. But I, Marwa, has a degree in actuarial science. So you're here, you're a big person, you have a big brand, and you're trying to fight the younger brands. So you're not supposed to even be fighting. You're supposed to be identifying ways in which all of you can work together with that brand, with the brand, and become something big as a group. You understand? But when you start that approach, it kills you. It's going to kill you in the end. It will not benefit you at all. There are so many brands and YouTube channels that have gone because of that kind of an attitude. If you think about somebody like Fossey, there's a guy who was called Fossey, Fousseoi, Fousey. Think about that guy. By the way, go and look at his channel. How he started, how his journey on YouTube was, and then how his downfall came. All these were people who had visions and they were doing so good. But then, with money comes pride. And then when pride comes, you fall.